developer, we have seen this American Flights API. So this was also built by MuleSoft. But as a developer, we have to make our own API. We'll get a requirements and then we will have to make our own API. So we'll see that part. How can we make an API and how easy it is and how much time it takes. So to do that, we have an IDE, which is called Anypoint Studio. I have already opened this IDE. Let me close all these projects. So I have closed all these projects. Okay, let me clear this. Yeah. So typically you will be, as a MuleSoft developer, you will be spending most of your time in this Anypoint Studio. It is a place where we design and develop all the APIs which we want to do for a project. So we will develop a simple API today, and I don't think it will take much time, maximum 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll be done with it. So that is how easy it is. In 10 to 15 minutes, you'll be able to develop an API and get interact with the API and test the API. And coming to Anypoint Studio, the installation process and installation of ARC, everything I'll be discussing in the later coming sessions when I'll be asking you to install it in your system, and we can do a hands-on. So that I will be discussing in a different session. And all these details of what it is, what is a package explorer, what is an API console, MUnit, don't worry about it. Everything will be covered in detail. So now we'll just go and create a new project. So it's as simple as that. Go do a new and do a Mule project. We have to give a new name to the project, and let's say it's Hello World. So I've given S because the project name should be unique, and I've already created a Hello World project. So it is Hello World, and the runtime is Mule 4.4. Again, we'll come back to runtime. What is a runtime and what is a 4.4 version of it. We'll discuss everything in detail. Let's not complicate things right now. So we'll discuss this later. So as soon as within seconds, like within 3 to 4 seconds, you can see your project structure is here. Hello world. And all these things are automatically created for you. So this is how fast and easy Mule becomes. So as we are doing an HTTP request, and so what we'll do is we'll just go to this Mule palette. It is a palette where you can get everything what you want, and if something is not present, you can add module, you can search in Exchange, and it becomes that easier. So what we will do is we will try to listen to a web service. Okay, we'll try to listen to a request and we will send our response, just like a airline company. We will listen to some user's request and we'll send our response. So for that, we have to use the HTTP listener. As we were using HTTP methods, so we will use an HTTP listener. So you just have to click here and just drag and drop. So this is how easy it is. You get a listener, and now what we have to do is we have to configure. So don't worry about it. The configuration is also a very easy part. So we have this connector configuration. We'll just add symbol and we'll get the details. The protocol, it's in HTTP protocol. The host is all interfaces, means anyone can call this API from anywhere. That is why it's 0.0.0.0. That is IP. And the port which it listening is 8081. So typically your HTTP will listen on 8081 port. We have a test connection. I don't think we'll need to do the test connection because it will work. But if you want to do, you can just do a test connection. Okay. It is already in use. Okay, let me check this. Okay, so now what we will do is we will give a path. What is the path? So as we have seen in our examples that after makemytrip.com, this is a resource flight path, and this is like this / and flight. So we have to provide a flat path, like where it has listening to. So we'll just go and give any name. So I've given hello as a name. Okay. So now our listener configuration is completed. Now what we want to do is whenever an API is calling, we will just greet them back with hello. Okay. So for that, we will use a component called set payload. We'll again just drag and drop here. So it's got, yeah, let me drag and drop here inside this. So this is one flow. We'll talk about flow, error handling, secondary flow, primary flow, all these things in details. Okay. So what in set payload we can do is we can set whatever like a payload we want. So in this case, we just want to do a hello, simple hello. Okay. So our application is completed. Like within, I think 2 to 3 minutes, we have completed the application. So what we actually did is, I'll show you in a better way. So what we do is we developed an application. Yeah. So this is our arc from where we will be sending the request. Okay. And this is our API, which we developed right now. So what we will do is we will send a request to this. So as soon as we send a request, it will send back us the response. So I'll write it down. So this is our arc, the advanced REST client. This is the advanced REST client. So we will be sending the request from here. And this is our Mule app, which we just built. And what will be the request will be, it will just be calling the system. We will not be posting or deleting anything. We'll just call the system. And what will our response will be? We will be greeted with a hello response. So I hope this diagram is clear what we are trying to do in this case. So let's go back to our application and we have completed the design of it and let's deploy it. So when you do a right click, you get two options, run project or debug project. So debug project comes in handy like when we are doing a big project and you want to see at each step what is happening. So at that time we use debug. In the later coming sessions, when we are building a more complex APIs, we will be using this debug feature for sure. Right now we'll just run this project. So it will ask for save. Yeah. So it started running. So if you see the console, this is the console. So it displays what is happening to your system. It is building a project for us. Everything is taken care at the back end. Okay. So once it gets built and deployed, we'll get a message from it that it is deployed. So see, we got a message. The application name is hello world. The domain is default and the status is deployed. If there was an error in your application, it would have failed. So our application is deployed and it's running. Let's check this, test this out. So we'll go to our arc, and as we have used the get method here, and we are using the HTTP, not HTTPS, then it's a local host because it's deployed in my machine and not on any website. So that is why we are using a local host. And this is the port number 8081. And this is the path hello. So if you remember, we have defined a path called hello here. So that's why I am passing this hello. So I'll just send a request and we get a response. So this is the status code and I got a response is hello. Let's try and check if we change the response, will it provide the same? So let's type hello mule. Okay. And we'll deploy it again. We'll stop the application and run it again. So let's see if it is responding within seconds, the changed application response or not. So yeah, the application is deployed. We'll send the request again. So previously we were getting hello, right? Now we will be sending, we got hello Muley. So within seconds, we have developed an API which is listening to us and sending us a response. So this is how easy it is, and MuleSoft is booming and it's in demand right now because of these features. Designing and implementing your requirements within few minutes. So now we will use more of methods like as we saw, we use the query parameters, the URI parameters. So we will check all these details also, but we'll do that